Alright, we just got out of the Fathom Events 25th anniversary of Home Alone, which I have the feeling that Fathom Events really didn't give a shit about the re-release of this movie.
Yeah.
Well, it started out, so we go in the theater, which right away was confusing to me because it was stadium seating, but it's rare that I enter a stadium seating theater where you start out up on top. Like, we walk in the doors and then walk upstairs to the auditorium and then go downstairs to our seats. That threw me off. I'm not used to that. I was really confused for the next 2 hours. And I should never be confused watching Home Alone. And then it starts out like a lot of these screenings do, where there's like trivia cards at the beginning of the movie. Like Halloween did that. Mm-hmm. Riff Tracks does that with like joke ones.
Halloween had like a ton of different, like, there was like 10 different just trivia cards, and then there was like a 10 question like multiple choice trivia game.
Yeah.
I think I talked about this in the thing for it, because I mentioned the women behind me who were really excited about every trivia question.
And that one was just like, that was like trivia questions where it was like multiple choice. This one was just factoids on the screen. And apparently there's only 5 pieces of trivia for Home Alone, because for the next 15 minutes, it was just repeating the same 5 ones again and again.
They're written like if you took the way I talk in these reviews and just typed it up. And I know some of you are annoyed by that. I'm sorry. And I'm trying to fix it, but I can't even tell when I'm saying like anymore. It's such a part of my vocabulary, but I'm working on it. But these were written out the way it said something along the lines of like, oh God, what was it?
Well, first of all, you will never match Brian on the amount of times you can say like.
We're both listed on the TV Tropes page as being Valley Girls.
It's okay, I say a lot. I love the movie Valley Girl. If you're a Valley Girl, that means I'm Nicolas Cage. Sweet. It was like, as I say like, what was it? It was stuff I knew. Like, the poster is modeled after The Scream, and
I'm trying to remember the one that literally said, it's totally, like, weird and stuff.
I can't remember. There was the one about
Buzz's girlfriend that was written. The way it was written was, the director thought it would be too cruel to a teenage girl's, oh my God, this is like totally the end of the world psychology.
Yeah, that was it.
But there was another one written that way too.
Was it the one about the movie was 12 weeks at #1 or something like that?
Yeah, it was about how long it was in theaters. It said, this movie was there for a long time, and by long time we mean like months. Some of them totally went from like May to June in some theaters. I'm like, who the fuck wrote this?
I guarantee. I'll tell you who wrote it. Probably dumbass Ben Lyons. Because don't worry, if you missed the 20 times they show you these trivia cards, old Ben Lyons, the Dane Cook of movie critics, comes out to tell you the same bits of trivia.
And one more, which I thought was kind of interesting, that they apparently had an additional piece of trivia that they just didn't put in, that the dude was wearing fake feet.
Oh, God, yeah. So Ben Lyons...
Which, like, no kidding, they didn't make the actor walk on broken glass.
Pay attention to his feet, will you? Ben Lyons, where criticism ends and prostitution begins. So Ben Lyons, usually it's Ben Mankiewicz, the better critic, introducing... Well, actually, it's usually Ben Mankiewicz when it's like a Turner Classic Movies intro. This is Home Alone, and they mainly just wanted to promote the DVDs. So hire Ben Lyons, he'll do it.
They mentioned the DVD box set 3 times. And there's
he does.
Immediately a commercial for the box set right after the intro.
Good job, Ben. So...
It comes in a paint can!
It comes in a paint can, you guys. So Ben Lyons... He
does that, too, like a billion times.
Yeah, he goes poster. Like, because the movie, and I'm Ben Lyons.
It's modeled after the Scream painting. You know, the one where he goes, it's like that, but it's a movie poster, and they're calling caulking going, It's so, it's almost like it's ingrained into pop culture, that picture of him going, ah!
Oh my god. And he's just saying the most obvious fucking things about the movie, but don't worry, he gets to promoting all 5 movies. When he's promoting the box set, he goes, it comes with all 5 ones. You get part 1, part 2, Lost in New York, part 3, part 4, and part 5. Ugh. Oh, Ben Lyons, you're just as good as you were
You
when
get
you're...
all 5 parts, except for part 5.
Oh my god, like, yeah, he's just as good now as he was when he's got a quote on the I Am Legend box cover that says, one of the greatest movies ever made. Ugh.
Oh, Ben Lyons.
Fucking Ben Lyons. Jesus Christ, Ben Lyons. You make your dad look like fucking Roger Ebert by comparison.
Who's his dad?
Jeremy Lyons.
Oh, okay.
Or Jeremy, one of the two. So anyway, so then the movie starts, and did you notice this movie was oddly quiet?
Like the audio?
The audio, yeah.
Not really, but...
Really?
Well, a lot of movies sound quiet to me. I don't have the best hearing.
Oh, then how did you hear this? Like, I was like, wow.
It didn't sound much quieter than most movies that sound vaguely quiet to me. When I watch an IMAX movie, a lot of times I'm like, I can't imagine how loud this sounds to people who don't have hearing damage.
Well, like the stuff at the beginning of it, like promoting the box set and Ben Lyons was really quiet, but I didn't really complain about that. But then the movie started, and it was louder than the commercials were, but still more quiet than it should have been. I actually went up at one point and said, like, yeah, Home Alone's like really quiet, and they never fixed it. So I don't know, maybe, but I don't know how like the Fathom screenings work as opposed to like when they get other movies and they're basically given it to them on a flash drive.
When you left to go to the bathroom, they accidentally turned on TV, which I didn't know was an option.
Did they really?
Yeah, the Home Shopping Network was suddenly there.
I had to go to the bathroom like 5 times during this.
It was right at the beginning. Like, when you left, they were playing like polka music over the Dish HD logo. And
that
then
was foreshadowing to John Candy.
Yeah. And then it like blipped out for a second, and then like it had the like, you were now watching Dish TV or something, and then it was the Home Shopping Network for a couple minutes while they fixed
weird.
it, which I didn't even know was a thing they could do. I don't know how they did
neither.
that.
The theater, like, it's different up there than it was when I used to work at a movie theater. Like, I used to have to thread projectors, which was kind of awesome because it got you away for a while. But so no, I missed that because I made the mistake of having coffee before I went here, and so I had to use the restroom like 5 times.
After the movie, I went into the bathroom to fix my lipstick, and the girl next to me was really young. Like, you saw her, I'm bad guesstimate. She just got into a car throwing a temper tantrum afterwards. Not because of me, I swear to God. But yeah, she was in the bathroom next to me and couldn't like reach the soap thing. And she was like 2 sinks away from me, but there was another girl, probably like 15 or 16, like next to her, and so she was like, I can't reach the soap, someone needs to help me. And the girl next to me like the girl next to her reaches over to help her, and the girl literally like slaps her and goes, not you. And the girl who was trying to help her just looks over at me and she goes, I'm great with kids.
Me too.
And like, I was going to help her, but the other girl beat me to it, so I'm like, wow, for once I'm really glad I was so selfish and was too preoccupied with my lipstick to help the child in need.
Careful, with this movie will teach you that kids will just set you on fire. Man, this movie was really popular 25 years ago, and it's aged okay. What, did you grow up watching this movie?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so did I. I mean, I was 9 when it came out, and God...
Negative.
Yeah. No, I was second, third grade, whatever. And goddamn, this movie was fucking... Like, yeah, I remember this thing being out for like 12 plus fucking weeks at #1, because... dear Lord, I had my parents take me to this movie a lot, and so did everybody else. Like, it wasn't just me, it was everyone else in the class were dragging their parents to go see Home Alone for like a dozen times. So much so that, yeah, we would, if we were all running to class, we would be singing Run, Run, Rudolph to each other, and a bunch of us would booby trap our houses and try to sled down the stairs. I remember trying that and falling. Although I made the mistake of using a laundry basket instead of a sled. That was my first mistake. That and the fact that my staircase didn't lead towards a door, it led towards a wall. So even if I didn't flip halfway through the stairs, because the stairs weren't exactly even, I would have slammed right into the wall. And this was 1990, so it wasn't like my mom was like, "Oh my God!" It was more like, "What are you doing?" Nothing. Ow! Ugh. Go to my room. Oh, fuck. I remember my mom going, "Can you stop putting water, like, on the steps outside? The cats are just slipping up and down the stairs." Well, then they shouldn't be breaking into our house, then, should they?
Those poor cats.
Yeah, Home Alone gave us all very, very, very bad ideas.
I was kind of thinking that. I'm like, I feel like now, like, parents would throw fits about it. Did they
kinda
back then?
Yeah, kinda. There were like, yeah, because like the movies is as violent as like a Sylvester the Cat and Tweety Bird cartoons, which is basically what this is in the last part of it. So yeah, there were like uppity ass parents who were flipping their shit about the movie. I mean, I say that, but you know, I did try going down the stairs on a sled and putting ice over everything. But whatever, we just did stupid shit like that back then. It wasn't like Home Alone introduced us to doing stupid shit. We just did, because we grew up watching shit like this.
I never did it, but there were, after the first time I watched this movie, which was quite a few years after it was made, we watched it in class, which was a great idea. Because, yeah, I mean, it was a lot of years, not a lot of years, I'm not that young. It was like, well, I was like 2 years short of being born when this movie was made, so it was like 6 or so years later that we watched it in, like, first grade. But, yeah, like, all of the kids in my class were like nuts about this movie after we watched it. And like,
I had to look at Ben Lyons still is. Well, to be fair, he's getting paid to say this.
I remember this kid in my class, Tyler, like swallowed a shit ton of grapple on the playground, and his parents tried to blame the movie. Like,
we would have done shit like that anyway.
Like, I don't think that happened in the movie. I think your kid's just fucking stupid.
Classic Tyler. So, but did you see Home Alone 3 in the theater?
No. Oh, no, but after we watched the movie, there were power lines right outside my window, and I was always like, I wonder if I could, like, skate across them to the neighbor's house, but, my logic wasn't, those are power lines and he will die, but that the neighbor across the street, like, when, I don't know, she would, like, let us into her house sometimes, but you had to stay, like, on a certain carpet, because everything in her house was white, because she didn't have any kids, and she was really old, and I was like, but if I, like, break anything in her house, she'll probably hate me, and alright, I guess I won't do that.
You gotta leave your calling card and just leave the water running.
Obviously.
Clearly. That's the best part of this movie is the supporting cast, considering that it's me and Doug playing the Wet Bandits. Like, well, I know who could play the Wet Bandits if we ever do a sketch on that. Yeah, the movie's like, I still laughed here and there at it. It's not something that I'm gonna run out and buy. It really has been a while since I've seen the movie, considering how many times I watched it when I was a kid, considering how many times we all watched it when we were kids. Like, man, this kid was popular when this came out. He's not the greatest actor in the world. But I will say this about Macaulay Culkin, when he was really, really popular back then. No, he wasn't the best actor. In fact, his siblings were better actors than he was. But Home Alone is like, man, in the hands of a worse writer, this could be really bad because this kid really is just this walking catchphrase machine. Like, when he's breaking the fourth wall and pausing for laughter and really saying nothing but catchphrases through this movie. And his style of acting is saying something like this, saying something like this, and saying something like this at the end of every single one of his sentences. I brought milk, detergent, and fabric softener. He's got one piece of direction, and he goes with it. That and to scream. So, in the hands of a much worse writer, this could easily go into, like, Olsen Twins Full House territory.
That's what I was kind of thinking, too, as far as, like, walking catchphrase thing.
Yeah. You're in big trouble, mister.
You got it, dude.
Oh my god. But luckily, this is written by somebody with talent. It's written by John Hughes, who, as successful as Home Alone was when it came out, man, did most of the things he wrote after this really try capitalizing on this movie. Because goddamn, it seemed like every other movie he wrote after this had something to do with some crooks getting injured somehow. Whether it was like 101 Dalmatians or did he write Flubber? I can't remember.
I feel like he did.
Or the last movie he directed, which was Curly Sue, was a lot of physical humor and was not a good movie at all. So I remember most of the things he wrote after Home Alone. I just remembered kind of being like, God damn, could we get 80s John Hughes back? Write movies about teenagers again, not like, here's this character actor getting injured somehow. But that shit is really funny in this movie. So if you want to try capturing lightning in a bottle again, which they did with Home Alone 2, Joe Pesci and Daniel Stern are really funny in this. It was interesting seeing Daniel Stern in this because of Daniel Stern's eccentric performances that he would do continually after this. It was weird seeing him slightly more subtle in this film.
Yeah, I noticed that too.
Compared to Bushwhacked or Home Alone 2 or fucking Christmas Story 2. Like, he really does kind of seem like a thief in this film. Like, he is suggesting that they do horrible things. And at the end of this movie, they are gonna murder this kid.
Pretty badly, too, yeah.
We're gonna do everything he did to us. We're gonna set his hair on fire. We're gonna hit him in the face with an iron. But first, I'm gonna bite off every one of his fingers.
Put a nail through his foot.
We're gonna put a nail through his foot. Wow. If fucking Robert's Blossom didn't walk in, this is gonna turn really graphic really fast.
Could you imagine if that's how this movie ended?
That would have been amazing. What a twist.
Just end with Macaulay Culkin getting tortured to death.
It's the audition of kids' Christmas films. Wow, how did this get a PG? I don't blame him for being scared of Robert's Blossom in this. For one, he's probably seen Deranged, where the dude did play a serial killer. And plus, that old man was being really creepy beforehand.
Yeah, I'm like, it's weird that you're supposed to be like, oh, well, obviously, he's not that bad. Like, every single time he looks at him, he just goes...
Yeah. And creepy music is playing, and he's giving him just really sinister, evil looks throughout the movie. Regardless if you've seen Deranged.
When he sees him at the counter at that store,
his hand is bleeding.
Yeah, they don't really explain that. Do they?
I remember being a kid and just thought it was a shoveling accident. That's all he does in the movie, is shovel shit.
No, they don't really... Like, I was expecting it to somehow be explained, but it's not.
Yeah, just all that's explained as well, it's getting better. He's got a Band-Aid on it now instead of just a bloody handkerchief wrapped around his hand.
Because at first I was like, oh, maybe it's just like a callus from shoveling, but the wound's here.
Mm-hmm.
Unless he's shoveling really strangely.
Unless there are just bodies in his snow salt things. I don't know, maybe some just like big pieces, chunks of salt flew up and just nicked him on the hand.
But it's not an assault machine. He's just.
Well, you don't know. He could have some fucking body-chewing salt machine in his basement.
But he chooses to use a shovel anyway.
Yeah, that's his cover. I've seen this guy play a killer. He's got bodies hung up on meat hooks in his garage.
They do fairly suspiciously not go into his garage.
Yeah, exactly. And he's not in the second movie. The second one just repeats the same plot, but with a homeless woman. The second one just repeats a lot of things from this movie. I'll stick with Playing Dangerous, thank you very much, where he really does set a guy on fire. But I do feel sorry for Kevin at the beginning of this movie, because he is being a brat, but at the same time he is also obviously getting bullied. Like, his fucking, like, Uncle Frank's just being a fucking dick. And
there's like a deleted scene where his Uncle Frank just pantses him randomly, but they thought that would have like unfortunate implications.
Uncle Frank's a dick. One funny thing about this is, like, when he says to Santa Claus, bring back my family, and if he has time, my Uncle Frank. And at the end of the movie, Uncle Frank's not there.
Oh, I didn't notice that.
Yeah, it's just Dad, Buzz, older Pete from Pete and Pete.
Uncle Frank is just like, fuck Kevin, I'm in France.
Yeah, if anything, you'd think he'd want to go back to get his reading glasses. I love John Hurd at the end of this film, when John Hurd's like, Kevin, and then just, and just walks away from the screen. I might have gotten the biggest laugh from that.
The pantsing scenes on, like, crack.com's list of, like, scenes that were, like, thankfully deleted from good movie, or, like, deleted scenes that would make good movies bad or something.
That wouldn't have made this movie bad, but,
No.
like,
well, correct article titles tend to be a little melodramatic.
Yes, they do. And, well, it would have gone along with everything else that's happening to Kevin in this, like Buzz eating his pizza, and it's like I said, it's like Kevin's, he's being a little brat, but yeah, he goes and, like, fucking punches Buzz, but Buzz fucking deserved it.
He did, yeah. And, like, yeah, Kevin was kind of being a brat with his mom on the phone, but, like, his siblings were being dicks. Like,
yeah, his uncle's being a dick, everyone's being a dick. So, you know, yeah, I don't blame Kevin for wanting just a week by himself, or however long, what is this, taking place over a weekend?
yeah, because when they're at the airport, they're like, we have one or no. They say, like, they have one on Friday, and they're like, that's 3 days from now.
Yeah, it's like, it's at least a few days.
It's just weird to me that they apparently left on a Tuesday? Wednesday?
Oh, maybe Christmas fell on a weekday that year.
That would
They're
make
all on
sense.
Christmas break. And I feel like some stuff about this could like, right? Yeah, totally. Could, like, easily be
These
solved.
people are really happy they found their car. They look really happy.
We found the car, bro. Checked out my new wheels, girl. Come on. Yeah, you get your camera out. Get your camera out. Yeah, take a picture. Come on. Nah, we're going to the back seat. Oh, wait. If we're going to drive to the point, I got to get in the front seat and drive us there. Come on, girl. Oh, well, now it's just awkward. Look what you did, you little jerk. You ruined my video. Actually, we're just kidding. It was Ben Lyons. Why? The fuck was I saying? Something Home Alone, something Ben Lyons is a tool, something. Oh, I like when she's calling, like, the cops, and the cops like, yeah, all right, we're gonna transfer you to, like, Family Service Crisis Center, and actor Kramer from that season of Seinfeld answers, and I feel like this is a legit emergency.
Yeah. like, not only is it kind of a legit emergency, like, I feel like it's not too much to ask for them to just go over and check on the kid.
They don't. Oh, they check on him once. It's all good.
Nobody's home. Have them count their kids again.
And yeah, no one's home. Like, who cares?
Like, really, he's 8. You're that surprised that he might be a little freaked out by someone knocking on his door. They don't even say police. They just knock.
Oh, wow. Yeah, yeah. He's 8 years old. He figures out the laundry and how to severely booby trap this house as if he's fucking John Rambo, but still believes in Santa Claus. I mean, Macaulay Culkin, for not being the best kid actor in the world, like, there were some decent things about him. Like, he was a little more versatile than people gave him credit for back then. Like, between this, My Girl, and The Good Son, I mean, he wasn't always Kevin McAllister.
No.
Especially in The Good Son, which is amazing. Child actor versus child actor, the way it should be. One of them's gonna get dropped off a cliff. What's great about that movie is, like, because Elijah Wood's the one who grew up to play convincingly evil in some movies. So, but that movie's worth it. You get to see Macaulay Culkin cause traffic accidents with severe fatalities, and smoke cigarettes and drop the F-bomb.
Elijah Wood grew up to play, like, actual antagonists. Macaulay Culkin grew up to play songs about pizza.
I like older Macaulay Culkin.
I do too!
I do. Like,
I was really hoping he was going to introduce this movie, but they gave it to Ben Lyons.
Yeah, they gave it to Ben Lyons instead. Oh, thanks. yeah, like, he's good in Party, and
bizarre, dude.
His more adult performances, like Party Monster and Saved, he's legit pretty good in there. But I mean, he did some crappers back then, man, between like Richie Rich and the Page Master and
I forgot about the Page Master. Oh my god.
Getting Even with Dad.
When I was in, like, 4th grade, all the kids who had gotten above a certain mark on a test got to get out of class, and go watch a movie in the auditorium, and the movie was the fucking Page Master.
That was a movie that, I don't know if anyone else is like this, but the Page Master is one of those movies where we got, like, a trailer for it, like, what seemed like a year before it came out. That trailer which starts out with him riding that weird bicycle with this shield in front of it, and it's, like, storming outside. And I remember, like, we kept getting the trailer for that, and then it, like, vanished, but then what seemed like a year later, we would get the trailer for it again, and then it came out, and nobody saw it.
Yeah, I don't even know when, like, what year did that come out?
The Page Master? Wasn't Richie Rich, like, his last movie when he went on that giant hiatus and then came back with Party Monster? And
I don't know.
Was it Richie Rich, or was it the Page Master was after Home Alone? I think it was after Home Alone 2 and Getting Even with Dad and My Girl. I want to say Page Master was around, like, Richie Rich. I think I'm just going by memory.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely didn't see it in the theater.
Neither did
I.
I.
It at that, like, auditorium reward. You couldn't find a better movie than The Page Master.
They could have watched The Good Son.
I'd much rather watch The Good Son.
That's a fantastic...
It works out because the assembly was for all of the good kids in the school.
See?
Not that if you don't do well on a test, you're not good.
It would...
Social justice disclaimer, don't eat me.
Well, The Good Son would make a fantastic Macaulay Culkin double feature with Jacob's Ladder. He's in that. But, I mean, like, as easy as it is to nitpick dumb shit about this movie, at the end of the day, this movie has just made...
Why are all of the loudest cars just driving by right now?
Well, at least that one guy from fucking Scouts Guide isn't pulling up next to us. What? Did you say my name? Dude! But, like, at the end of the day, this movie is just made for a kid to do some, like, cartoonish ass shit to Daniel Stern and Joe Pesci and have them react funny to it, which they do. The reactions in this are funny, whether it's Joe Pesci cursing like Yosemite Sam, or Daniel Stern shrieking like a madman, or even Macaulay Culkin's reaction to things scaring him are funny in this. Like he's got a good wide-eyed look. Just explains why that's also the poster. Whether it's reacting to Aftershave or Freddy Krueger's Furnace or, gangster movies.
To be fair, that furnace did say his name.
Yeah, it was a very scary furnace. You've got the body, Jesse. I've got the brains. Ah! I remember when Jonathan Taylor Thomas played Macaulay Culkin in Living Color sketch in which Michael Jackson was trying to break into his house. Timely. I think that was in Living Color. And there wasn't, I don't know why it was necessarily Jonathan Taylor Thomas. It was before he became popular. But no, this isn't a movie that I revisit a lot necessarily. And hell, when the 15 or 20 minutes worth of like happening to Daniel Stern and Joe Pesci is over, it is kind of like, yeah, all right, let's be wrapping this movie up.
Yeah.
Like, oh shit, we haven't even gotten to the scene with John Candy and Mom in the van yet, which actually that scene's pretty funny, where he's talking about leaving the kid with a corpse at a funeral home. Ben Lyons told us that was ad-libbed.
So did the trivia cards.
Yeah, another Ben Lyons fact of shit we already know. Oh, goddamn.
I'm surprised that, the trivia wasn't like, Macaulay Culkin is in this movie.
Thanks, Ben Lyons. Thanks.
In this movie, Macaulay Culkin sets up traps.
Does he? That's this movie? Oh, I thought that was Uncle Buck. Thanks, Ben Lyons. Tool.
This movie takes place around Christmas time.
I remember when Ben Lyons and Ben Mankiewicz they took over for Ebert and Roper, which is like, I don't even know what to compare that to. That's like we replaced Richard Pryor with Larry the Cable Guy. And he used to have a segment on there which was him gushing about trailers he wanted to see, but doing it in just such a promotional way, like nothing about him seemed genuine. And him being so disappointed when Twilight came out, and it was not as great as the trailer made it look. He was crushed. Wow.
How good did the trailer make it look?
It made it look like Twilight, which apparently sold the shit out of Ben Lyons, but not the actual movie. It was like Ben Mankiewicz had to console him for 30 minutes. Fuck. It's like, like watching a Siskel and Ebert episode, and like Roger Ebert has to console Gene Siskel because he walked out of Black Sheep, which never happened, but that he did walk out of Black Sheep, but he didn't need to be consoled about it. Black Sheep is the one you walked out on. I remember Almost Heroes being much worse.
Our next review together is just going to be me being inconsolably upset. And you having to comfort me the whole time.
There. Because War Room wasn't as good as...
Trailer made it look so good!
It did? What trailer did you see?
It was for a completely different movie!
Well, the trailer I got for War Room was of the same movie. It was very propaganda-y. It was definitely the same movie. Well, I mean, the theater was, like, kind of crowded a little bit. Like, not as crowded as when we went to go see, like, The Breakfast Club or Jaws.
I really wish I could have been there for the re-release of The Breakfast Club.
That was awesome.
Movie.
Oh, yeah. 80s John Hughes, way better than 90s John Hughes. Way better.
I was gonna say, if I had to pick a John Hughes movie, it wouldn't be this one.
No, and Chris Columbus directed it, and Hughes wrote it. But it definitely feels like 90s John Hughes material.
Oh yeah.
But I mean, it's fine. Like, no, I don't like this movie as much as I did when I was 9.
Yeah.
Or when it came out on video. We all got that video for Christmas when it came out. Now we're all obsessed with Kirk Cameron Saving Christmas.
Oh my god, it's so good! That needlessly 20-minute long dance sequence.
So good.
I watched Kirk Cameron Saving Christmas yesterday.
Kirk Cameron. Kirk Cameron.
That's not even the weirdest part of that rap verse. There's a part where he goes like, I talked to the plants, Mother Nature, Father left me, what'd I do?
Straight power.
What?
That movie is either one of the worst movies ever made or one of the greatest movies ever made, depending on the intent of the movie. If it's intended to be a troll film, Kirk Cameron is the greatest performance artist since Andy Kaufman, if that's true. I don't think it is. I think he really is that dumb. But my God, that movie. I gotta save it for the snob episode. Kirk Cameron Saving Christmas, not Home Alone. I won't do a cinema snob of that.
Oh, you should.
Home Alone. That would be kind of funny. Like, I'm rooting for the fucking bad guys, just like I was rooted for Sylvester the Cat over annoying ass Tweety Bird. Any final thoughts about Home Alone?
Not really.
It is what it is. A kid's home. He's alone. A couple of guys try getting in. They step on broken shit because they don't have peripheral vision.
They step on broken shit, but not with their actual feet. Thanks, Ben Lyons.
Thanks, Ben Lyons. See ya.